Question 4. The coordinate grid shows parallelogram PQRS, the pre-image basically. The question section says parallelogram PQRS is rotated 90 degrees clockwise. I'm going to go ahead and circle that. That's going to be key info there. About the origin to create parallelogram PQRS prime. Which rule describes its transformation? So I already circled it. We know this thing, this image right over here is going to get rotated 90 degrees clockwise. Well, clockwise, of course, if we make sure we remember, is going this way. Clock moves this way around, going to the right, essentially. So this shape, this parallelogram is going to go this direction. It's going to go 90 degrees. So that's going to move it right in here to this quadrant, which is quadrant 1 if we're talking about a 4-quadrant grid. So the best way to do this, when we first did the notes and we did the practice, we talked about the rules for moving into different quadrants. We know if we're going to go opposite this one right over here, this is your negative space. So this would basically be the negative x and negative y. So I'm going to tell you right now, if that shows up right there, you're going to not pick the negative x, negative y. Sorry, it's not that one. Actually, they don't have it. I almost x'd out the wrong thing. They don't have it, which is good. So going back real quick, I'm going to go ahead and plot these and show you how it should rotate, and then the rule should be pretty clear. So let me zoom in real quick. I think the zoom in's right there. So we have points P, Q, R, S. I'll go in blue, and let's go ahead and write them down. P, Q, R, and S. So point P is right over here. Point P, if we put that down, is what coordinates is it at? It's at 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 6, x. So negative 6, and sorry, I can't write on this iPad. Negative 6, and then it's 4 places up. So negative 6, 4 is P. All right, I'm going to go a little faster so we can go speed this up. Q, pre-image Q, is at negative 4 and 9. Pre-image R is at right over here at negative, it's negative 1 and 7. Yeah, that looks right. Negative 1 and 7. The 7s are a little messy. And then finally, the S is not too bad. It's at negative 3 and 2. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead. I'm going to show you how to transform it real quick. And the way it'll work is this. When we move over here, what we have to do is we have to reverse or flip the numbers around, and then we have to change one of the signs to move it over to this side, okay? So I'm going to start with point P, the new P right over here. I'll do this in purple. So the P prime right over here will be kind of work like this. Now, I'm not going to go 6 spaces over and match it with this P right over here because that would be more of a reflection. We're actually going to take this negative 6, 4. We're going to flip it around to 4, 6 to plot it in the positive zone that's right over here, or quadrant that's right there. All right, so as I back out that stuff I did, let me put it at 4, 6. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 spaces up. The new point P is going to end up right there. I can't write a P. That's going to be the new point P when we start to rotate this thing. All right, let's put the Q. The Q is going to be the new Q, and we're just going to flip it. Instead of negative 4, 9, it's going to go 9, 4. So I'm going to go all the way over to 9, which is right there. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and the new Q is going to be right there. See if I can close it in a little bit. The new R is at negative 1, 7. So the new R is going to be at 7, 1. We reverse them and reverse the sign. So 7, 1 is going to be right there in purple. And then the new S, which was at negative 3, 2, we're just going to flip them, is going to be at 2 and 3. Now 2 and 3 gets you right over there. The new S, sorry, I forgot to write in the R. It's right there. And then if we connect them real quick, I'll do that in orange. More or less, my straight line's kind of, it's rotating this way 90 degrees, and it, we get the turn in there. So what rule have we been following? That's really where the question is here. Well, we've been flipping. We've been taking the XY. We started with the XY the way they were. Again, this pen drive me crazy. XY the way they were. And what we've really been doing is flipping yx, we've been switching that, and then we've been turning the x, which has been negative, is flipping to positive in all these. So the sign of the x is changing. That's why we put the negative there. So which answer choice has a y negative x? I'm going to go back to the full screen over here, and we're looking for the y negative x. The best answer here is going to be the last one, D, showing that rule for a rotation here 90 degrees. This was one of the trickier questions, but that's the rule. Probably easier if you plotted it on a grid, but it's going to be D, those signs, first the x and y switching positions, and then flipping the x value.